Hi everyone. When you know what you want, you know who you are, you know what you are. And that is a problem for the dark side. Sandalwood. That is a problem for the dark side. Because us soul travelers, knowing who and what we are, in big capital letters, selfhood, would mean empowerment, self-determinism. It would mean creatorship. It would mean an end, a definite end to the reign of this evil, of this sickness. Most people think, that is, if they do think, if they're not NPCs of the soul, they think they know what they want. But what they want really just constitutes self-abandonment. It constitutes avoidance. It constitutes, what's the word I'm looking for? Bit foggy. Dissociating. That's what it is. You wanna get off your head on a various amount of drugs like I used to. I was like a walking chemistry set all throughout my 20s. I thought that is what I wanted. I thought I wanted to go to all these nightclubs with all these people. Alright, here we go. That's my cat's backside. Cats know what they want. Don't you, darling? You know what you want. Yes, they always do. They're very clear on it. I used to think I knew what I wanted. And I look back now and I know that I never did know what I wanted. That what I thought I wanted was in fact mind-controlled, choreographed into me. Because it is what evil wanted me to want. What most people think they want, what most people believe they want, what most people feel they want, is merely programming inserted into their psyche. Evil is making people think that they want this and they want that and they want that. Oh, a bit of retail therapy, the latest smartphone, my neighbour's husband, a shitload of money, the next holiday. What constitutes for feeling good, the feel-good factor, that what constitutes for happiness, what constitutes feeling good, feeling empowered in this world is a complete and utter lie. It's a complete and utter lie, and it's deception. What people do not realize is that for the most part we exist in what I now term the misery fugue state. A nervous system dysregulated, ergo physical disease state. Nervous, anxious, under duress, under pressure, under the cosh. That constant feeling of having to, you have to, right? You have to interact with the system. You have to fill out this form to get there, and then there's a form there that you have to fill out to get there, and then there's a form there that you have to fill out to get there. You have to call this number, right? It was, remember in my last video I told you about the radiator and the guy come around, but I never heard anything back, so I called them and they claim not to know anything about anything at all, and they totally fucked me around. Then I was watching a Star Trek episode, and the words came up, be useless. Experience that. Do nothing. Yeah. Right? It's a ravenous beast, and it wants you stuck in a perennial state of unhappiness, misery, joyless entropy. That's what it is. That's what most people feel. They feel what they consider to be good Friday afternoon because, oh, it's weekend and I'm going on holiday, or oh, it's Christmas. All these really shallow, contrived, meaningless nothings, right? And then they go on holiday and then they have to come back and they're miserable again. They know full well this is all wrong. They know full well we're not supposed to live like this. They know we're not meant to be physically unwell continuously, and everybody is, you know. It doesn't matter how healthy you think you are, how healthily you eat. The very air you breathe is laden with shit. This whole realm is so impregnated now with evil. It's beyond anything. The last 5.5 years have really just shaken that cauldron of fucking poison in a big way. People just do not realise how miserable and unhappy an existence this really is, and people do not realise they are not in tune with themselves in any way, because they cannot go there because it's too fucking painful. That's why people do not want to go inward. They're perfectly happy waking up to a shitload of horrible shit that's happening on the external. They even think that's a bit of fun, right? Like, I remember waking up over 20 years ago thinking it was fun. I didn't realise then the state that I was in. And it wasn't until I went inward that I realised that, hey, all this time I've been swimming in poisoned water, and I didn't realise that, hey, if you're going to swim in water, you're going to get wet. What the fuck? How do people not realise that they're in a complete and utter state? Mentally, emotionally, physically, we exist in a state of misery, and we are continuously doing stuff, things, activities, whatever, that we are given by the dark side, the system, to do when we start to feel that misery. Right, so off you go back to the wine bar with Tracy and the other trolley dollies. Have another spliff. Watch a bit of telly. Right? I mean, fucking, what is it? Retail therapy. Buy some more shit that you don't need. Whatever is your drug of choice, and they are all drugs, and they're all bad for you. Right? It's like George Carlin used to say, it's bullshit and it's bad for you. You do not realise the true measure, the true state that you are in, that you don't have the measure of it at all until you do. Until you go within and you realise that what you think you want is based on the dreadful trauma state that you are in. The constant fear, because anything could happen, so you're constantly worried, you're constantly afraid. Even these people that, yeah, their lives may be okay, bumbling along all nice, and then all of a sudden, boom, nobody is exempt from this, you know. Nobody is exempt from it at all. Whether or not you are currently aware of it, you exist in a state of abject misery all the days of your life, and what constitutes for happiness has nothing to do whatsoever with happiness. It's often inspired by surges of adrenaline, as in, oh, well, this weekend we're going to go and do this and we're going to do that. Everyone's an adrenaline fucking junkie, because that surge of adrenaline, people mistake that for feeling good. Or where you're in the system and it's like you have to, you know, that constant, that feeling that you get when you're interacting with a narcissist. The system is a narcissist. You get your individual narcissists as well. You interact with them. You have that constant sense that you owe them, you're obligated, you have to get back to them, you have to do this for them. You have to. It's that energetic sense of you have to. Yeah? You feel obligated. You feel like, oh, I better do that because otherwise all hell will break loose. Oh, I better give in to it. I better do what it wants or else. So then you do what it wants because you're too scared not to, because the fear, no, what will happen to me if I don't do what it wants? Yeah? So then you do what it wants and then you get a little dopamine click. Click. Oh, yeah, I feel better now. Probably a good thing I did it. It's like, oh yeah, oh, it's Wednesday again, so I have to do all the shopping, which means I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do that, and there's a shitload, a long list of all the things that you have to do every fucking Wednesday. Yeah? And so that puts you in a kind of, but then when it's done, you get this dopamine click effect. Click. Oh, so at least it's all done now, yeah. So I can sit back now for an hour and just, you know, relax. Yeah, put my feet up, relax. But you're not really relaxed. If you stop and tune in, you know the fear is still there, the worry is still there, the rage. It's all just further away, that's all, but it's always there. The misery fugue, that implied threat that you constantly feel, it's always fucking there. It never leaves. It's always there. How do you know what you want when you don't even know what you're feeling? What you want, what you think you want, is just trying to deal with the trauma-based mind control, trying to deal with the insanity, the dysregulated insanity that you exist in, right? It's all part of the survival mode lie. That's it. That is not what you want. What you want is freedom, true freedom, safety, love, communion with your kindred souls, those who know how to love, that are warm, good, loving, generous, kind, loving people who get it. Communion, belonging. You want to see the world healed. You want everything to be completely and utterly transformed. You want the Garden of Eden back. You want your body to be pristine and glowing with health and well-being. You want beauty, creativity, harmony, goodness. Yeah. You're not going to find that in the wine bar. You're not going to find that watching some crap subliminal messaging filled ad or fucking movie or anything at all. You're not going to get it there. What you think you want is really just coping mechanisms. You don't want coping mechanisms. That is not what you want. We are not this battery that serves to feed the beast system, filling in forms, making endless phone calls to companies that just refuse to acknowledge you and refuse to provide the service that they are meant to provide, fucking with you. You are not this person that is subjected to ad after ad after ad after ad on YouTube now. Every fucking video on YouTube now has about, I don't know, 6-8 ads, and these ads take a lot longer. They go on for a lot longer than they used to, right? This is not what we are. This is not who we are, but we have been had. Wow. And increasingly, whoever controls the algorithms in this world makes sure that we are exposed only to what it wants us to be exposed to. So the garbage that shows up on the screens that we are so addicted to, because we think that is what we want to watch this and we want to watch that and we want to ooh and ooh and ooh and ooh. It's like it had me convinced that I wanted to put text and graphics on my YouTube videos, and it's like, no, I don't care. I know they're a bit rough around the edges, and of course it's fucking with me in every way, the algorithm, because it's like the subs, the viewing figures, the this, the that, the likes, and ooh, and it's like, oh yeah, if you do this you'll get more subscribers, and I'm like, actually that's meaningless dross. It's meaningless, because I firmly trust that my videos will reach those they're meant to reach, regardless of what the algorithm shows me on a screen. You don't really tune in to yourself and practice presence every day, because you're not used to that. You're used to being in a nervous system dysregulated state, flooded with cortisol, flooded with adrenaline, stressed, anxious, worried, frightened, angry, antagonistic, impatient, traffic, roadworks again, another problem with the car, another problem over here, another problem over there, not sleeping well, worried about money, worried about survival every day, worried about your health, worried about your loved ones and their health, losing loved ones. How the fuck are you supposed to know what you really want when you're busy trying to keep your head above water? Everybody's paddling, and occasionally, oh, there's another one's drowned. Paddling, oh, there's another one that's drowned. Paddling, oh, there's another one that's drowned. When am I going to drown? When am I going to drown? Oh, gotta keep paddling. So how do you know? How do you get to the place within yourself where you know what you want? There's a pivotal word I forgot, and that is this: peace. And how do we get there? How will I get there? I was asking myself, because I mean these videos I do are first and foremost about myself and my own experience, because I can't speak for anyone else and I can't tell you what to do, because you're not me and it's different, you know. I want what I mentioned a little while back. Yes. And that is why I know who or what I am, to an extent, because it's an ongoing journey, an ongoing experience. And also you could argue that, well, you know, I know what I want, yes, but I don't know what's meant to happen here. I don't know what's possible here. Having witnessed and experienced such excruciating misery and panic and fear my whole life, ugliness, brutality, violence. I mean, that horrific spectacle of evil in that football stadium, that funeral, right? That truly is rubbing our noses in it. When there's 40 million, I reckon, I was told, and I've done some research into this, homeless people in America, and a shitload of homeless people in Britain. I mean, and they're disappearing. Something is happening to homeless people. They're disappearing, and I find it very sinister. There's so much poverty. People can't afford to eat. Children are passing out in classrooms because they've not had any food. And then we have that thing happening. So it's very difficult to trust, to have faith in the power of the good. And yet in that place, that is where what we truly want exists. It doesn't exist anywhere else. It exists only in the light. And it's hard. It's so tough to trust that. I know. We've been through hell. We are going through hell. And at this point, something that I feel is important is to do nothing. The amount of times where you feel you need to react, where you feel you need to respond, where you feel you need to go there and do that to get your needs met and this and that and who and are. Ask yourself, do I need to do this right now, or can I just let it go and see what happens? I did a video 3.5 years ago. It's called the usefulness psyop. The usefulness psyop, and that is very pivotal because it makes you, the system makes you think that you have no value and that you're worthless and that you're nothing, and the only reason that you exist is to be a battery, to keep it alive, right? It needs to justify its own disgusting demonic existence, right? But there is no true reason for it to exist. Not at all. Evil has no real reason for its existence. It doesn't. And if we're worthless and powerless, then we can't possibly be a battery, because a battery has power. So we've been had there. Yeah? So it tells us that we need to prove our worth and prove our value by being useful, right? We need to be useful. So we need to, how are you useful to the beast system? You prop it up. So you have these corporate jobs, or you know, my career this and my career that, right? I'm a corporate accountant. That's being useful, or joining the army or the police force or whatever, you know, or become a social worker. That's usefulness. Anything that props up the system, anything that feeds the beast system is being useful, right? Our value, our worth, our goodness is innate. It's integral to our being. We don't need to prove it, okay? You know it because you can feel the jealousy, you can feel the envy, you can feel it of those dead NPCs everywhere, that surly, resentful. It was like, I was walking the other day and there were these people and had this beautiful white dog. The last time I saw them, a couple of weeks back, I went up to the dog and I gave him a cuddle because, yeah, I love animals. And they were a bit like that, but okay. I saw them again, they had the dog. They took the dog by its collar and they moved to the side of the road and they were stood there in little like that, looking at me like, oh, get away. I thought, wow, you're going to get the garlic and the grosses out in a minute and the pitchforks. It was bizarre. It's like Village of the Damned. Every time I go past a fucking golf course, swivel eye, all in one, like there were 3 of them, and it's like that, swivel-eyed, all at the same time. Wow, it's like the Stepford golfers. It's a thing, guys. It's a thing. It does not like us. It doesn't like us. And the narcissists are a part of it as well. They are sold or not sold. I can't even say, and I don't want to say, but they are evil. They intend harm. They do. They intend harm, and the system intends harm. And they need for us to be oblivious, and they need for us to be on automatic, and they need for us to get entangled and to get involved without being present in awareness, in a peaceful state of alert. What am I feeling? What is happening here? Because if you were, and you were more aware of who I am and what I really want, and you are communing with the Creator, Great Mother, guiding you, showing you the way, being present, being in a flow a bit more. This happens by degrees only. It doesn't happen from nothing to everything, no. And it's really tough going because we're not used to it. But you would notice that, oh, this conversation I'm having feels a bit weird. It's like you get the gist of it, but it's a bit word salady and a bit weird, and it doesn't really make sense, and it's a bit metallic, and it's a bit And you begin to realise that what you thought you wanted is in fact just a load of programming inserted into your psyche to keep you going and keep you entangled with these toxic people and these narcissists, because they are, all of them, emanations from the system, of the system. You're feeding the system through these motherfuckers. You're not interacting with somebody who gives you empathy, who looks you in the eye and gives you love and acceptance, who sees you and hears you and gives you acceptance and warmth. It's cold. And when you stop and you ask yourself, am I enjoying this? Does this feel good to me? You'll know that no, I don't think it does. But you're not going to be 100% certain. You feel that compulsion to check your emails again. Oh, maybe I've had an email of them or something, right? Check the post. Maybe they've sent me something. Pick up the phone, give them a bell, send them a text. That sort of shit, right? Even though it doesn't really feel peaceful, it doesn't really feel warm, it doesn't really feel enjoyable, it doesn't really feel like you're getting anything for yourself out of this. And you really are supposed to get something for yourself. It's meant to be a reciprocal thing. You're not meant to feel like you've been fed off. You're not meant to feel predated upon, but you do. But you're so used to feeling that way. You have felt that way your whole life. How the fuck are you supposed to know any different? You think that is what you want. And then you get that dopamine click. Oh, right? So you think that feeling bad is feeling good. That's how it's had you spinning. That's how it had you spinning. But when it's good, it will feel peaceful, it will feel calm, it will feel warm, it will feel empathic, and you will know the connection is real because it is nurturing and it helps you, it empowers you, it uplifts you. Yes? It's supportive, it's loving. Love. Love in this world? Not a lot of it, no. Less now than ever before. This is what it has done to us. It has fucked with us in such a way that what we think we want is in fact bad for us, makes us feel like fucking shit, is adrenaline fueled, is anxiety ridden, but we think that's what we want. Tick, 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 tick. We're like nervous fucking wrecks. What we want is simplicity, peacefulness. We want the constant demands of the system to stop. They've done this to us on purpose. They have fucked with us to the extent where we don't know who or what or anything at all. We're just, right? It's very difficult. Very difficult to know that you're dealing with a narcissist when you're used to being abused. The system abuses us. When you're a child now, when you're born to asleep parents or God forbid NPCs, I don't know, but they're going to have you vaccinated, right? They will. That's the system. That's violent abuse. That's how it starts. Then you go to school and you go here and there. I mean, I don't need to go into detail because I'm sure you've worked it out for yourself. So it's all par for the course. You've been set up, you've been set on a particular trajectory, on a particular road, a particular path, right? Tunnel vision. You don't know what feeling good is like because you've had none of that. What you thought is feeling good is not feeling good. You get your reward dopamine click when you serve the system and you're useful to the system and all the different fucking nasty ways that we are useful to the system. Dopamine click. Or when you send another email or another text to the narcissist. Dopamine click. Reward click. Reward. Dopamine click. Reward. Oh, that's feeling good, so this must be a good relationship then. But you're a soul traveller, so then you work out, oh no, it's nothing of the kind. Because you'll start to notice the signs and the this and the that, and you realise that you're dealing with a fucking narcissist, a parasite, a predator, an extension of the system. You see. And eventually you'll work out. Yeah. Peace, warmth, empathic, love, I always have trouble with this word, reciprocation, right? The weird, sketchy, word salady conversations, the swivel-eyed weirdness, they have weird eyes, Most people don't feel warm. I'm not saying that most people are NPCs. I can't say, I don't know. But most people do not have good energy. Every now and then, like, when was it? Yesterday. This woman opened the door for me and she looked me right in the eye and she gave me a great big smile. And it was warm and it was good and I nearly ended up crying. That's how deprived we are of love, people. Yes. We are utterly deprived of truly feeling good and safe and loved and peaceful. And thus from that fertile soil would spring creativity, belonging, communion and goodness, healing, all of that. Can't have that. It can't have us knowing what we really want and thus knowing who and what we really are. That is a direct threat to the system. That is a direct threat to the narcissists. That is a direct threat to whoever or whatever controls the algorithm. Right? Can't have that. Can't have people, soul travellers, waking up to their innate worth and their innate value. You can't have soul travellers stopping what they're doing, thinking, whoa, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I feeding? Who am I interacting with? What is this person? Does this feel good? No, it doesn't. It feels weird. And I feel angry, I feel abused, and then you work out that you are being covertly abused and you didn't even notice it because you're so busy making excuses for them. Oh, they're just wounded, it's not their fault and blah, and never mind, forget all about it and move on to the next. No. And it's the same with the system, right? I called them up. I said, I haven't heard back from you regards my radiator replacement. Oh, you're talking to North UK. You need to ring this number. So I rang another number, and they told me they knew nothing about it. And I will put you through to so and so, and they put me through to so and so, and they didn't have a fucking clue. I said, right, I want to make a complaint. Oh, I'll lodge a complaint for you. They'll get back to you in 48 hours. And then, yeah, do nothing. Do nothing. There are many times where we need to do nothing, absolutely nothing, where we can choose not to be useful to it. With a fine-tooth comb through life, relationships, friendships, family relationships, all of it, where you feel obligated, you have to do this and you have to, do you? What happens when you don't? Well, they won't talk to me anymore. Might be a good thing. Is it worth carrying on with this person? Do they treat you right? Do they make you feel good? Do they make you feel bad? How do they make you feel? Are you aware of how you're feeling? Is this what you want? Oh man, we're so used to living what we do not want. We don't know what we want. And then when we do know what we want, it's like, well, that's idle fantasy. That's not possible. That's not going to happen. Look at the world. It's a piece of shit. That's all there is. That's all there is. That's all there is. You're worthless. You have to. You have to. And then you've done it because you had to, and you felt that push, and you felt that stress, and you felt that anxiety that you went and did it because, well, it had to be done. Click dopamine. Oh, well, at least that's done. Oh, that's happiness. Yeah, I'm happy now because I had my dopamine click, and that's happy. That's happy. That is what happiness is. That's as good as it gets. I felt like I had to just do this little video because it's just, wow, it's unbelievable what they've done to us. What they have fucking done to us. Whoever controls the algorithm. This is part of the whole louche production, people. Very much, you know? To choreograph everything in such a way, and especially now, to have us with our nose, to rub our noses in it as well, like that fucking funeral, what the fuck. And I urge you, do not, maybe shouldn't have mentioned it really, but it was so bizarre, and it really will just open up so many eyes. But the amount of people that are there worshipping Satan is incredible. I mean, the amount of people that believe they are following the right path, worshipping God, when in fact he is the fallen one, he is the fallen angel. That is the demiurge, people, that you're worshipping there. The true creator does not need worship. Why would the Great Mother need to be worshipped? All she wants is to love. We are emissaries of the Great Mother, the Creator. We are emissaries of infinite, unconditional love and harmonious creativity, creation. Ultimately. So, ask yourself this today. What do I really want? And then step back and observe what's happening in your mind. What's happening in your body? Ask that question again. How does that make you feel? Are you trying to get away from a shitload of trauma, insanity, nervous system dysregulation, anxiety, fear, worry? Have a spliff, have a spliff, have a ciggy, have a ciggy, have a drink, eat something, buy something, whatever. Is that what you want? You know it isn't. That is not what you want. That is, well, coping. That's a coping mechanism. Dopamine click, yeah, that's all that is. What do I really want? Use the word desire, if you like. That's been made a dirty word, right? People think about all kinds of weird sexual activities when they talk about desire, but no, desire. Want, what do I want? What do I desire? What do I seek to bring into form here? And all kinds of nasty shit will come up. But step away from that. Practice your metacognition. Do not attach to that. Detach from that and observe it. Observe it. See, hear, feel. And it will tell you so much about what they've done to us. And it will show you the way through and the way out. Back to yourself, where you know that what you want is very real. You're meant to want that. You're meant to create that, to bring that into form. It's the Great Mother speaking to you, the Creator, wanting to flow through you, with you, to create that which is true, which is good, which is pure, beauty, peace, healing, transformation, the light reset. Yeah? We're not here to be used by this filth. We're here to stop being useful to it and to learn to know what we want and to know who and what we are. That is what I feel. All my love to all of you.